Hello, welcome back to this week's College Boy Tyson, the only podcast where we scramble for a second topic because honestly we have no idea what we're fucking doing. College is time consuming. I'm one of your hosts, Ghia, and who else do we have here? Introduce
you know
yourself,
who I
Jacob.
am. You know who I am. We've been doing this for. I hate episode 0.
Hey,
Stupid.
hey.
I hate that episode.
You never. Someone could come in on episode 7. They're like, "What a wonderful podcast! I should start with episode 7."
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "Who are these guys? Who's this digital Jacob guy?" That's me, in case you're wondering. And who's this Ghially guy? But I don't know. You've been watching for 7 episodes. You should know by now.
It's been us for a while. We haven't had a guest since episode 1. Since they had Ballin. It'd be crazy if we, had another one.
Yeah, it'd be insane. It'd be insane. Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Right?
Like you? Or...
Yeah.
What do you mean? That was the dumbest thing you could have did.
Jacob, who's this fella?
This is CBT expert, CBT super fan.
No, my God.
My best pal of going on 8 years, which is crazy. This is Mr. Noel or G Crust 929, I think. I don't know on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is it that?
Very bad backstory.
Mr. Noel, I think the first and foremost question I have to ask you is, what's your relation to the education system?
Oh!
I forgot!
So, I am technically of college age, but I am not in college at the moment. I have elected to stay out of it while I figure out what the fuck is there to do with life. But
fair, that's fair.
Most people do that in college, so, I'm kind of college adjacent.
Honestly, I feel like that's smart. That's smart of you.
You can always hit up the culinary school.
That is true.
Yeah. Be binging with Babish, bro.
Oh, yeah.
My friend Khaled's going to culinary school. Good for him.
But today we're talking about 2 things. Of course, we're talking about Geats. But Noel, tell us what else we're going to talk about today. What are we talking about?
We're gonna step on a landmine today and talk about a little show called Kamen Rider Drive. It's
Yay!
A show I have not seen in like 2 years.
I haven't seen it since it ended. So,
we're in the dark here.
So all we have is my rose-tinted view of Kamen Rider Drive.
I'm currently
and my non-rose tinted view of Kamen Rider Drive.
and my semi-tinted view of Drive, where half of it is, oh man, I love this show, and the other half is, man, I hate debating the show with Jacob.
Hey, we just don't debate anymore. We just kind of ignore it and move on.
Yeah, all right. Well, since let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling since we have 3 people here today.
Years.
Kamen Rider Geats episode 7. Is this week 7?
Yes.
Wow, maybe. Man, we are already at episode 7. Just like us.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We did it. So Jacob, what did you think about Kamen Rider Geats episode 7?
It was alright. Well, didn't pick it up. Sorry. It was alright. I don't know. My it's being weird today. I don't know why. No, it was good. It was chill. It was fine. Nothing like crazy, I feel, but you know what? I mean, I can't complain. Like, I'm glad it's not. It's not bad.
Would you say last week's episode is better?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think that had the benefit of being the conclusion to something we've been wanting to see for a minute. Mm-hmm. This feels like next episode is what we've been wanting to see, and this is just it's fine. It's good. It's still good. I just don't have. I don't got any strong, positive stuff. Or strong negative, rather.
We got to see Kayla using Boost, finally. Even though he got fucked over.
It was
very... Get fucked up. I will give the episode points. Their outfits were on point. So Ace's outfit this episode was crazy.
You talked about it on Twitter. I kept it in mind. I don't know if you were gonna bring it up, but I definitely wanted to bring it up.
That I was right?
Yeah, how do you feel? How do you feel about being right?
So, for context, if you don't follow me on Twitter, @GuySold, follow Ghia, @Ghially, and follow Noel at whatever it is. I don't know. I don't feel like the numbers.
Preface the L's are eyes.
Preface, the L's are eyes. Anyways. So on Twitter, I had said, I did a little, cursory Googling, and I was like, okay, Caesar was like, so Ace got this coin, he's got his little Demacris or whatever it is, I forget, I probably butchered it, right? But it's a coin from, what is he, Roman, or is he Greek?
Roman.
I think he's Roman.
I was just throwing out one.
I don't know. It's
Caesar
one of the
is
two.
a Roman. Caesar is a Roman emperor.
Thank you. He's also a salad, but yeah. So I was like, all right. So Caesar, Roman times, 2,000 years ago. Is Ace like 2,000 years old? And then in this episode, I tweeted that, kind of blew up. And then this episode, Kayla asks Ace the question that we've all been waiting for. Hey, how long have you been doing this game for? Ace literally goes 1 AD. So that means, he's literally been doing this for 2,000 years. And I was right. Admittedly, I think a lot of other people said the same thing. But I get to say I was right. Because I have a platform. But yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
I think I have to propose. Well, you say that, but I have something to propose.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob?
Yes. Yeah, I said...
Oh, okay.
My fault.
So, no, I thought I was saying you can continue, then I'll say it at the end.
No, you go, and then I'll say.
All right, okay. I was gonna say.
You got the floor.
Do you think he lied? Do you think it's possible that he lied?
He lied about
it. Yeah. You see, he's not going to be from 1 AD. He's going to be from.
He's actually from the dinosaur ages.
Yeah, he's from before Christ.
He was one of the three. He was one of the three wise men who visited Jesus.
His real name. It's not Ace. His name is Adam.
Imagine though. No, imagine they pulled that. That'd be crazy actually. If they did that. I'd actually be flabbergasted. But no.
Be connected to Gaim so instead of 01.
I love the idea of just him lying.
Because none of the characters took it seriously.
No, we were proven wrong about who he was looking for. I was gonna say
he's looking for his mama.
Yeah, I hope his mom is as bad as him. What?
Oh no! Oh, sorry. Stop.
Anyways.
She's probably dead in the ground, Jacob.
Dude, he probably wished for her to be immortal, but he just can't find her. I'm telling you, that's what I think it is.
The Grand Prix could not find your mom.
Yeah, we don't know we don't know if she was in Pompeii or not.
Oh, no.
No, and the other thing, I forget, was it last week? Was I proven right on this? I forget. But the buckles match up with the user thing. You get an affinity. I think I said that last week, right? I can't remember now.
You said it in an episode. I don't know which one.
Yeah. And now you see it more because Kayla's literally got little ninja toys. It's great. I'm happy I was right. I'm happy I was on the money with that.
It's kind of cute because it's supposed to kind of be he's kind of connecting with his childhood, his inner child. His little kid Kayla played with ninja toys.
But yeah, it was nice. Ninja Geats was actually really fun. I think Ninja looks really cool. And
I gotta ask the question: how do you guys feel about him saying henshin in the suit?
I thought it was weird. I'm glad someone else brought it up. Jesus Christ!
It
Henshin.
is a little. I don't know. It's weird because it's I don't know. He could have said something else. I'm not really. It's weird, but it doesn't make me mad. I think it's kind of funny too, because it's like, yeah, just say it again. Sure, whatever. But I don't know. It's not like he says it whenever he does like anything else. So I don't know. I think it's weird to suddenly give him the phrase or give him a phrase when he's in. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be?
But it's not.
Daihenshin.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Even like a phrase for revolve on would have been cool, honestly. I don't know. I like when they have extra phrases.
So you love build up?
No.
Yeah, build up's not bad actually. I like build up.
You like something about Sento?
Oh shit.
Well, now that you mention it,
do you like Chohenshin?
I do like Chohenshin.
That's the goal.
Chohenshin's a class. That's classic.
That's the original, bro. That's the OG.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of like Daihenshin. I love like he keeps adding it.
I like. Fun. It was really funny when he did that, and then we got leaks, so he was getting like, oh, level 10, level 50, level 100. Is like, how many times is he gonna say it?
And then it was just like, die.
And then he said, like, max Daihenshin.
I like when I don't know why, but I really enjoyed how he said max Daihenshin. Like, he said it like, I don't know, I just thought it was cool how he said it.
He was very intense as he said it.
Yeah. I don't know, I think, out of everyone in that show, I feel like...
it's kind of weird. I noticed just now, I never noticed, like, the X8 writers calling out like their levels when they like level up or like a form change. Other writers don't really do that, huh?
Yeah.
Like I just always like accepted it like without even thinking about it, but like, huh? Like what if in Drive he was like, all right, fire wheel go.
Fire wheel go.
Let's burn it up.
It is a little weird now that you mention it, because it's like, where did that come from outside of, Kuga, right? But I guess that's what it would be. It came from Kuga. Because nobody else had done it, I think. No, Decade would say Henshin again, but that's about it.
Yeah, because he's turning into Kamen Riders. It makes sense.
It does.
That reminds me in the Build movie where like I thought before like going into Geo, like he was always just gonna say armor time. Like he did in the movie. Armor time.
That'd be funny. Yeah, I like when they have... I like the phrases. I just like... it's just kind of lame that his is just tension. I do like, though, how he keeps doing the fox hand. Like, the fox head with his hands. I think that's, like, a cool thing.
He does Aki's thing. Chainsaw Man!
I love that show.
Yeah.
My headphones did a weird thing just now. Like I heard a bunch of static in my ears. It hurt for a bit, but
it's because you mentioned Chainsaw Man.
Damn it.
Ghia, what'd you think?
I like this episode. I really do. Like I said every week, I'm glad it feels different. Like I'm glad it doesn't feel like another Heisei season. It utterly feels like new. Like if this is like the tone of how Reiwa would change things up, I'm down for it. And I just love how things are. I love how much of breath of fresh air Ace is. Like I keep saying this, but like it's well, I think it's crazier that I'm able to keep saying this week to week because it still holds true. And the show hasn't disappointed me yet so far. I love how much of an asshole he is. Like he is great. The whole thing. He sent Keiwa to his death, basically. But it's okay because you saved him at the last moment. It's fun. It's like he cares about them to an extent. like he'll let them be on the brink of death as long as he saves them.
I sort of wonder. I feel like the episode disproves this idea, but I sort of wonder if he expected Keiwa to win, or expected Keiwa to do better. But then he was also thinking, well, if he's messes up, I can always just save him, and then I get the ninja buckle. I sort of wonder that, but it seems like he literally just was like, all right, Kay, well, I'm going to butter you up, and you're going to get bodied so I can save you.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he's an asshole, and I respect the gaslighting.
I also really like... I love the trio, the main trio. Like, seeing them eat together was very fun. Like, I'm still on my theory train of Ace really is a nice guy inside. It's just trust issues, trust last, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I really felt it during the dinner scene, where it's just constantly of, like, Neon and Ace, or not Neon, Kayla, and Sarah. That's her name? Kayla's sister, Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of just them going back and forth, of, like, having an actual fun time, and it cuts to Ace, and Ace is just like, damn, I don't have a family.
Forever alone face.
And I also love just how funny it is, like, just the interaction of Kayla and Sara. I'm just like, like, the two biggest people in Japan right now? And he's like, yeah, they're kind of assholes.
When you meet your content creator friends in real life,
For real, when I met Ballin Plays and he didn't give me $10 at PFC, man, fuck Ballin.
Man.
I'll never let them live that down. But yeah,
never meet your idols, kids.
Never meet your idols. Never meet Neon Kurama.
Yeah.
Kayla. Oh, Kayla. Okay, I'm loving Kayla. I remember. I think I said in an earlier episode that I don't think he would ever have a Michi arc, and I still don't think that. But I think it's gonna be interesting if he keeps his whole world peace thing, but he's just kind of like, I love world peace. I want to save everyone, but fuck you, Ace. You piece of shit.
We can have world peace without you.
I wish.
My wish is for everyone to be alive and healthy except for Ace.
God, if you're listening, I want you to kill Peter Parker. Kayla has an Eddie Brock moment.
Please. Kill Ace Ukio.
Honestly, I could see a Michi arc happen. I could see that. Or like a Baron arc, in a sense, where he's like, no, fuck you. I'm right. I'm going to kick your ass.
Honestly.
But it's like, yeah.
Oh my, it would be crazy writing. Like, it would be depressing as hell, but crazy writing if Kayla does become like a Baron type final villain. But, like, it's all Ace's fault. Like, Ace is clearly the one that has pushed him to that point. So he was like, damn, I guess I gotta go solve this.
I think after, like, I think we are going to delve into Ace's backstory, like, in these coming episodes, because obviously they explained who he's looking for in this, but I think we're going to get more, like, in, like, a couple episodes. I just got a feeling. Especially with the upgrades coming, too.
Might see Beat pretty soon.
I think we're supposed to see Punk Jack Monster soon. Next, rather, sorry. So that's exciting to look forward to.
It's interesting. It's really interesting to see how Geats is unfolding. I saw a tweet about it the other day of just like, it really doesn't feel like the normal writer formula that it's been like the past couple seasons of just this episode, this form, you have to show it off, it has to have a big fight. Like it really feels pretty casual with introducing new buckles.
I think the benefit is that, like, the main dude already knows pretty much all the forms, so he doesn't need to make a spectacle out of it. It's just kind of... He makes a spectacle out of it because he knows what he's doing.
And it's interesting to see, like, when other characters get... But, like... I feel like if this was just any other show, it'd be like, okay, this episode, Kayla gets Arrow, and he's gonna have a giant fight about it. And then next episode, fucking Neon gets Hammer. and she's gonna have a giant moment, and then Mary's gonna get Chain Array this episode, and he's gonna have a giant fight, and it's just like no, they just casually get it, and they get told to do their fucking jobs.
You just described like the worst possible version of Geats.
Everyone wanted the Mary focus episode where he has a big fight with Chain Array.
Oh god.
He only used it for like 2 seeds. Like that's how that's how casual it is.
I think it's casual too, just because of the nature of the forms. Because like, it's just a weapon. It's not really like an upgrade for most of them. So I think that's a factor too, in my opinion. But I do think you're right. They are a lot more casual about it. It kind of reminds me of Drive and Forza a little bit. Like they were super casual with like the extra, like, you know, the random switches or shift cars. Like they didn't make a big deal out of half of them, but like, you know, sometimes there'd be a focus, but other times it'd just be like, oh, he's got a fridge on his leg.
In Drive, it's like, oh man, I got a new shift car that's gonna help me go into portals, and it's only relevant when the shift car is sentient and has like a sad backstory, and it's like meet me. And Shinosuke's like, yeah, I feel you, guy.
Yeah, Dream Vegas and what's the taxi one?
A Dimension Cab.
Yeah, Dream Vegas and Dimension Cab are madly in love.
I must say I love Kamen Rider Drive. It made me ship cars.
You know, Kamen Rider Drive was crazy. They made you ship cars with humans.
What? Hold on, what are you talking about? Hold on, what?
You're right. You're right. Justice Hunter is the best for Kiriko.
No, there were some jokes around Genpachi with Dekotora at the time.
Oh yeah. I remember that. That was funny.
Wow. Noah, what did you think about Geats this week?
I thought it was another fun episode, and like you said, another like fun look at what kind of person Ace is, a fucking bastard. And like, nice to see that Kayla's finally catching on a little bit. I'm curious to see how that'll go, especially seeing we might get into the next round soon-ish.
Yeah, I feel like it's over next week.
What are your thoughts on
technically
Geats as a whole?
Yeah, tell us.
Geats I am very like impressed by Geats, especially considering like before like when all we knew was the writer before, and Takahashi going, oh, I'm gonna put so many writers into this show. I swear everyone I knew was doomsaying from the start, and it's like Takahashi's doing really good, like not only just distinguishing it from his earlier works, he's doing really good just distinguishing it as a writer show in general. It's really it's really doing good as just a new flavor, as it were.
I think it's crazy too, because I feel like, no offense, just knowing you for so long, right? I feel like you just kind of like, sometimes you just fall off a season and then like you just don't catch back up. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is like, I've seen you keeping up week to week. I feel like I haven't seen that in like forever.
I mean, I was doing that for Revice.
Yeah, but that's a...
No, I love Geats. I very much love Geats.
It's real good.
You know what's funny to me though? I heard some people in the fandom saying that Geats feels like a better anniversary season for Kamen Rider than Revice did.
Oh God,
it's a really weird take in my opinion.
I can kind of see it.
I think that's really funny, just in terms of like, oh, Kamen Rider is like this thing for justice. Like you'll lay down your life for the world, for the sake of young children if you're a Showa writer. It's a courageous, justice-filled thing. And the line from the main character of this season that happened in this recent episode was, I mean, if we're saving the world, shouldn't we get a fucking reward for it? Shouldn't we get something out of it?
Hey, thanks for falling for it, stupid.
Hey guys, check out my Twitch channel. It's funny you bring that up.
It's such a breath of fresh air.
It's funny because I remember seeing another tweet going around, and somebody was like, this isn't me hating on whoever the person is. I legitimately forget who it was from. But it was a tweet basically going, "Oh, I wish Kamen Rider, I wish Kamen Riders would go back to being a burden, or like it was like a bad thing to be a Kamen Rider."
Oh, I remember that tweet. I very much remember that tweet.
It's like, what do they gain from it being a bad thing? Like, not really. It doesn't gain anything. In this show, it's not even a burden. Well, it is like it's only a burden if you fuck up.
In my opinion, I think it's more creative to see how each season makes it a bad thing for the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all about really the context.
Yeah.
Like, fucking being Revice obviously had the drawback for Ghia had a contract.
Yeah.
01, the drawback is that Aruto had to be the CEO of that fucking company. He should have gotten his ass out of there.
The hired guy. Guy should have won. No.
Obviously, off the bat, I cannot really think about if Toma had a drawback.
No, he didn't. That's why I don't know. Sometimes they don't. No, because sometimes Gio doesn't have one.
I can give you one drawback for Toma. Everyone in the show wanted to smooch him.
True. There was a lot.
I was gonna say I would say that the drawback for Gio is just like knowing you kind of fuck up civilization in the future.
Yeah, but
Gio's drawback is that he's in an anniversary season. It's doomed from the start.
Leave your decade hate out of this.
And like I'd say the drawback of Geats is just something they've already stated in the show. Like you die, you're gone.
I guess you could call that. I guess I'm arguing semantics, right? But I feel like you could call that more like that's your own fault. That's not being like a Kamen Rider fault.
Also,
but at the same time, you're led to that being a Kamen Rider.
They also very much made it clear that like unless you die, you're probably going to be a Kamen Rider for the rest of your fucking life. Like,
I mean,
it's a like they said in the episode 1. It's a one-way ticket.
Get a call from the Zaire Grand Prix. I'm not going in today. I'm taking a day off.
It's just like I don't want to be a rider anymore.
I want to see you know how the fan like it wasn't that big of a shock, but like it was kind of interesting to see in Dawn Brothers that they can just be like transformation denied. Can they do that in Geats? Like gather round? No. No, I don't want to.
Guys, I got a 9 to 5 today. I can't.
Yeah, when's the episode where it's literally just I can't. I'm in the middle of something here, and then like okay, and then they blow up the belt.
We had that. They were having that. It was like episode. I think it was 3. It was 3 or 4. I forget which one, but like. Mary, Ace, and Neon are getting chased by her like bodyguards, and then they get to gather around. It's like, all right, let's just leave. But like that's them wanting to leave. But like I don't know, it's still funny. It's just all right. Let's just use this to our advantage. We gotta clock in.
I feel like if you don't show up, it's like they can like just like force teleport you from wherever you're from.
I actually do want to see that now. Like, I do want to see what do they do if somebody just goes no.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose no, that would actually be they could probably they would accept you not going because then they can be like, well, you didn't participate, so you're out. So it kind of fucks you over if you don't.
You see, the Desire Grand Prix is an online game. You cannot pause it.
Oh fuck.
I gotta ask the big question. I asked the big question for you two about this new episode. Since we saw Ninja Boost, or Ninja Tycoon Ninja, in the preview, like everyone thought this is it's like a kind of Keiwa focused 2-parter, where he uses both Boost and Ninja. So the big question is, do you think he's winning next week or this week? Do you think he's gonna win it all?
I think it is possible, but for all we know, Ace gives him Ninja, and it's like, okay, thanks for fighting the final boss. He kicks the can instead. That's also possible.
Honestly, I do, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, he somehow Keiwa has like this giant fight with the final boss, and for some reason it just counts as Ace's win.
I have been wrestling with this since I watched watched it live and then just watched it today. Oh, I just exposed myself. Well, no, it's actually a benefit I watched it today, actually, because it's fresher. But no, my point is, I don't know, because I really want to say Ace is going to find some way to, like, fuck Kawa over, but at the same time, like, genuinely, I feel like he's going to win. I feel like he's just going to do it, and everyone's just going to be fine with it. Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really 50-50 for me. I don't know, man.
Like, not only that, but in the preview we saw him doing like his finisher rider kick, like Geats did in the first episode and everything.
Yeah.
It really seems like he's gonna do it.
I forget if we talked about this when Buffett did it, but how do you? Well, I guess it goes for both of you actually. But how do you guys feel about Boost going with like being the combo for everybody? How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel like it's lazy?
I posted about it on Twitter. I made that little thread.
Oh,
but I'll say it for the podcast because I think it's interesting. I really like, because at first everyone thought like, oh, Boost is just it's like Rabbit Tank or Cyclone Joker. It's basically like the second thing for Geats. Like that's what we all thought initially, and then once we started to see how it actually worked, like as the episodes went, like okay, like. What is this actually supposed to be? Like, it's really weird. Like, it works for other people too, but Magnum doesn't combo with other things. And so I remember you, Jacob. Didn't you have that theory of like, oh, it's not Magnum that's the main one, it's Boost that's Ace's main?
Yeah,
because of how we talked about it.
That didn't work out.
Yeah. And so it was an interesting thing because once I actually started thinking about it, like, okay. And the actual belt, it has sounds for Magnum and Boost, Zombie and Boost, fucking Ninja and Boost, and presumably Beat and Boost. I have not heard the sounds for Beat. I just assume there's one for Beat and Boost.
I believe there is. There's one for Beat. There's one for Beat and Boost and Monster and Boost, I believe.
So
I think Fantasy
basically,
too. I could be wrong though.
Basically, I put it as Boost is one. It's a cool like little rider like form to help out the fights to make them cooler, but it's like a writing tool. It's basically like a little. Whenever a character has Boost for that episode, it's kind of it's the writers trying to tell you that hey, this is who the spotlight is on. This is their big moment. This is their time to shine. They at the current moment they are important. All their things are on the line right now, and I really like that. And when Neon used Boost, it was a big moment. When Buffa used Boost, it was like his kind of the big twist of his decision and everything. And I like that, like, it's not always the same thing. It's not just like, okay, they use Boost, they're gonna have a giant revelation about their character, or they're gonna have so and so. It's been different each time. For Neon, it was her resolve. For Buffa, it was more so about like the mystery of what Buffa did. And then with Tycoon, it was actually a setup with Ace. Even though it was still Tycoon's moment technically. I really like how Boost is being used.
I agree.
Thank you, Noel.
I knew he was just gonna go. I agree. I knew he was gonna say that.
I would also like to add. I enjoy how when they have Boost, you can see that just part of its functions is literally just it powers up the other buckle, and I really liked how they did Boost Hammer. And I'm really curious to see if they'll do anything else.
Oh yeah, I love it. It is what the name is. It's a boost. It boosts anything it's attached to.
Yeah.
I appreciate it because it's like I said this. I also said this on Twitter. Ha ha ha. No. So when it got revealed that it was like a bike handle, I think it's cool that like they're making the bike part of Kamen Rider like important. But it's not like the bike itself. It's like the act of the bike, if that makes sense. The bike is a focal point, like with the rev, like you said. But I don't know. I do like when they tie the bike in a interesting way, like drive with the Trider on, being a car and not a bike. So it doesn't really count, but it also does. And, you get Laser being the main bike, but he's also a main rider too. So I don't know. I like when they change up the formula on the bike. Unless you're Ghost and you give him a giant iguana thingy.
Captain
A dead horse. I forget what it was.
It-
Captain Ghost. Used him, what, like 4 times? I don't know.
Honestly, I think it'd be really funny. It would be completely weird writing wise, for sure. What if, like, we have that big thing of, like, Keiwa's doing his finisher, and then it cuts to the monster, and for some reason it's just, like, fucking Neon or Buffa, and they just win somehow? Neon ends up kicking the can. Or even better, Punk Jack comes out of nowhere and kicks the damn can.
Punk Jack RKO!
Hi, every pumpkin.
Every Punk Jack.
Every Punk Jack. Hi, every pumpkin.
I definitely think after this week we're gonna see Punk Jack again. I definitely think after
100%.
this round ends, Punk Jack is gonna be there, whether it's to be part of the Grand Prix or being a funny little fella.
I told Jacob this once, but I had a funny idea. What if, just for like a round of the DGP, what if Punk Jack was the boss? and that's how they debut Monster.
I like that.
Oh, that would be like if Monster was just like a super OP buckle.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you gotta outlast Punk Jack in this round.
You ever played
You guys
asymmetrical
lose,
multiplayer?
Yeah.
If you guys lose, Punk Jack joins the Grand Prix, but he's a staff member. Yeah. Okay.
Don't you guys get it? This is just like Dead by Daylight.
Oh no!
I'm the killer.
What the hell is Dead by Daylight, Ace?
Don't put us on the hooks. No!
Quick, fix the generators. Get to the hatch. I've never played that actually.
Dead by Daylight, it's fun with friends, like a lot of games are.
No, really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't have them.
My favorite part is, I love that. I don't even get into this idea, but Dead by Daylight's fun.
No, keep going. Keep going.
Keep going.
I was just gonna say my
Keep loving
experience with, you might know this, Jacob. I don't know if Ghia knows, but I have a potato computer, right? So when I played Dead by Daylight, I had to play it, but like 5 frames per second. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. And somehow I managed to outfox one of the killers with that terrible frame rate. It was beautiful.
That Geats him?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that one was good. But all right, well, tough.
Yeah,
crack.
so I think we've talked enough about the fucking Legend of Foxy Bastard X.
Double G dubbing coming soon.
The progress has been made. I know that for sure.
Coming to a YouTube near you.
Oh, we haven't mentioned him. How are we gonna mention him this episode? There's no natural, interesting point to talk about him.
Well, all I know is that it's better than Chris's favorite show, Kamen Rider Drive 01. We're gonna talk about Kamen Rider Drive now. There you go. That's the Chris mention.
Chris's emo phase is gonna continue.
Oh,
Chris,
joke.
Chris,
we
love
Chris,
you.
I'm sorry. I love you, Chris. I'm sorry.
If you got this far, Chris, type in the chat or type in the comments. Kamen Rider Drive is not better than 01, and then I'll post it on the Twitter. We'll get it trending. It'll be great.
Trending. Ballin will be like, you know what? I agree, except for Go. Go sucks. Actually, why did I change my voice? To Noel made him sound the exact same.
Oh, no.
I want to talk. Hold on, I want to talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Episode 1. This guy Noel is like, wait, Ballin sounds exactly like you. No, he doesn't. You're crazy.
I've explained it to them, and it's hard to really put it properly. But then sometimes Ballin will say a thing, and because he and Jacob have they're not the same voice, but they're a similar octave. So sometimes Ballin will say a thing, or sometimes Jacob will say a thing, and they almost sound like the other. and my brain gets scrambled. And I was like, huh? That was a very strange podcast episode for me.
I kind of do see it because like he has like a higher pitched voice than like I do. I feel, but like whenever I like say something, my voice does. Whenever I say a certain thing or I talk a certain way, it does go higher pitch. So I do get where you're coming from, but I just don't think we sound similar at all. I don't know. I'll never let that go. It was so funny.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, we were talking about.
Me and Noel were talking about Bleach during the break, but you can listen to that if you want.
We had a break. I had to go run. On YouTube, it'll be a seamless. So all of a sudden, we're talking about something different.
No, the Bleach conversation.
It's okay. It'll live on in our hearts. So you say something.
It'll be on the blooper reel.
Yeah, post it to Twitter. Post it to Twitter.
Let's go.
Just like
I had to go get ice cream, so Jacob and Noel did a Bleach review.
Just like the ABBA Ranger news.
Oh.
But now basically
that was funny.
We're talking about Drive. We're gonna fucking talk about Drive.
Noel, lay it on us. Lay on the topic. Shift us in.
Oh boy. So this topic came from about I think like a week before my birthday. Yeah, it was a week before my birthday. I was like, I want to rewatch Kamen Rider Drive because it's been 8 years, and I want to get back into my thoughts on it. And so I started something I called the Daily Drive, and then I just rewatch an episode of Drive every day for like the past month. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what would be either a terrible idea or a beautiful idea? I'm gonna talk to Jacob about Drive again, and now we're here. I forget how it got onto the podcast, but we're here now. I think Drive's an okay show. It is by no means perfect, but I feel like it's not terrible. But there's also plenty of parts where you can definitely like feel that it's bad. It's also about your own personal opinion, especially on certain characters. The one guy from America, he talks like it is.
No, he doesn't.
I was gonna try to go speak English.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Superstar Action.
I love that guy.
He's alright.
I'm not.
It's funny how
I'll hold it in for a bit.
I can't believe he does backflips so casually.
Yeah,
he's like Loopat Noel.
Yeah.
Well, wait, you were in that show.
No, I wasn't. What are you talking about?
Well, I've already ruined the joke. I already specified it was Loopat. I suck.
And it's rewatching Drive's a trip because it's like it tries really hard to have like.
How far are you in your rewatch, if I can ask?
I'm about in the middle, right when Mach is having his evil arc.
Yay!
I remember that arc being a little slow.
Yeah, because you just gotta be like, oh, Go is evil, and then Shinosuke's like, that guy killed my dad. Looks like he maybe and it's like, oh no, I got killed. Oh no, I got killed. And it's like, oh, I'm back.
But me and Krim are in one body. It's weird now. I don't do anything with it.
Kill my dad.
That's where the weird part of Drive is for me, TBH.
Oh yeah, he didn't kill. I forgot he didn't kill his dad. It was the other guy.
Because like the whole thing of like Frieza's ability of like it didn't work on your dad, Shinosuke, and it doesn't work on you. You two have a special thing. And then Mach is just like, oh yeah, I also happen to have that thing.
Yeah, you see,
I just thought it was really funny.
You see, we were chosen.
What was his ability?
His ability is
like you shoot an ice shard into like the back of your head and you just forget shit, I guess.
Yeah, okay, so Jacob, to give you an idea, he basically has Book of the End.
Oh, what do you mean? Tsukishima was always there.
Oh my god. So yeah, that arc, it's like
And
It's
then
funny because
Shinosuke is just like, I'm immune to it for some reason.
I wonder if, like, obviously the show doesn't really call back to it, like the immunity after Frieza's death. Do you think that's actually why Shinosuke was chosen to be Drive, or is there even like weirder circumstances for it?
I'm surprised they didn't tie that into why Mach and or Shinosuke and Go are writers.
Yeah, it almost kind of ties him back to Axel, because a similar ability is why he was a Kamen Rider in the first place.
I sort of wonder
He's
if
just
like,
that guy.
Yeah.
I sort of wonder if it could be like a, not like an after effect. I don't know. They never. I don't think they never explain it. They never do what it is. But it's just, I don't know. I sort of wonder if it's just like an after effect. Like, oh yeah, we can just remember it because we're Kamen Riders.
But like
Actually, that could just be it.
the main thing
No, his dad
about it
didn't
though,
remember
yeah,
either,
because
so I don't
Frieza's
know.
like, oh,
Yeah.
your dad was immune
Never
too. Unless
Obviously,
Shinosuke's
his
dad
dad-
was actually Proto Drive.
Holy shit!
His dad was Zero Drive. What are you talking about? That's a deep cut.
His dad was actually Drive before Krim was even a belt. How they would transform is that Krim would hug him very tightly.
Him and Krim were double.
No, wait, because was it... No, wait, it wasn't... Hold on, this is a tangent, but wasn't Zero Drive, like... They went back to 2005, and Krim was a belt? Wasn't that what it was in the Ghost movie?
One of the things mentioned in Drive is that Krim died 15 years ago. And, like, the Roid Mudes, like, escaped in 1999.
Yeah, see, this is
Oh,
why... This is,
okay.
I haven't watched this show since 2014.
I haven't watched the show in a while. For some reason, I felt like all that stuff happened like in 2007.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought it was like. I thought the Roid Muse escaped like, right before the show started. That's what it seemed like.
I don't blame you.
Because I thought Shinosuke was like around the same age.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because the show says 15 years, so it means that it took them 15 years to amass enough power to like stop the world once, and it's like, well, I guess we can just do it again in another 6 months.
You're the person that's recently watched a lot of it. Do you think what people say about like the beginning is true? And what I mean by that is like I hear a lot of people say, like I heard local Tokutuber Dylan say it. I think I've heard Marco say it. I've heard a lot of people say it. Of just Drive is like really slow for like the first half or like the first arc, and then it picks up.
Oh, it really is, because it does do that like Heisei thing where one episode it's like, oh, Shinosuke, we've made you a new sword, give it for a spin, and then like the next episode it's like, oh, Shinosuke, here's this new body for Drive, and this carries on until like episode 10 where it's like he fights Heart for the first time with everything. It does feel slow, but they do use the time to develop Shinosuke as a character, which I think is to its benefit. At the same time, yeah, it is very slow, but it feels deliberately that way in some ways. Other times, it's just clearly to wait.
Honestly, and just remembering about it in hindsight, I don't feel strongly about Drive like in either side. Like I don't think it's really great, but I don't think it's really bad either.
Honestly, at the end of the day, that's how I feel about the entire experience, and the only things I feel strongly about are like one or two character traits, and that's about it.
It's Go ahead, Jacob.
As resident Drive fan, as resident Mach super fan, Mach lover, Mach #1 fan. I don't care. I don't care.
Stan.
Shinji Mago, #1 stan. I hate stan culture, but I am in the stan culture for Shinji Mago. I honestly, my opinion, there's more good than bad than in Drive. I think the bad though, I don't want to call it pretty bad, but it's noticeable, but also not at the same time. I feel like I just don't remember the bad. I'm starting with the bad before the good. I just don't remember the bad that much because it was like, this is actually my point. 8 years ago in the Toku fandom was a completely different time. Like everything is so much different now. Like there was not.
Was it just like it was more of like, oh, as long as it has cool fights, this show is good.
No, everyone was so much more negative back then.
Really?
So much.
Yeah.
Not it. It was a.
At least
It
it
was
was
a
more
lot.
negative in my circles.
The hating. There was a lot. There wasn't no like genuine discussion. It was just a lot of like.
People threw out their opinions and like yelled at each other.
Yeah, and yeah.
Oh,
And
people had Pokemon battles basically with their arguments.
Yeah, kind of.
Go.
It's weird because like. I don't know. It's just so much different now, and like, even Noel can attest. Like, talking about Drive like during that was so much different how it's talked about now. And I get that happens, things change, but
you're right. Because Ballin wasn't around back then.
You're right.
No, sometimes it felt like, I talk about Drive, and then someone just going like, man, Go sucks. And it's like, the only character I like was Chase. And then sometimes that was
No, hold on. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because, like, both Ghost and Drive, it is crazy that, like, no matter how people feel about either of those shows, for some reason, everyone can just agree that the tertiaries from both of them were just the best characters.
That's because the tertiary for Drive, like, for one thing, he's a very nice looking actor. I will say, Taiki Kotono, great. And then there's also he's the character with the most consistent writing across the entire show, and that's also nice.
And he is a anti-hero turned
I just remember in the first arc. I don't know why I remember this. There was a lot of ass shots with Chase.
Oh,
he's in the fucking leather pants.
I found out after Drive finished that the reason why the actor was cast is because the director looked at him and was like, "Oh, you're so sexy, even when you look like a dead fish. I'm gonna fucking hire you."
Dead fish.
Bro, like that makes it like. I don't know how like the biggest thing I always think about when it comes to seasons of like how did Japan receive it, like a little family in Japan watching it with like their little kid, and that makes me wonder if like Chase's actor had the Joe Odagiri effect. mommy,
no.
I want the driver. No, son, you're getting the purple one.
You're getting the brake gunner, and you're gonna like. No, honestly. That whole cast is good looking.
They are some attractive people.
Like, whole cast. Maybe, I was going to say aside from Q, but that seems rude, but...
I think I would go around with Kyutaro, honestly.
Kyutaro, he's the cute for the people into nerds,
Well, yeah.
But even Shinosuke's got that Joe Odagiri effect. He was like, what, 26, 28 when that show aired?
He is a charming fellow. He is definitely a charming looking man.
Ryoma is so good looking.
And then they had Tony Stark for Krim Steinbelt, so
that's so those jokes, those Tony Stark, the Flash jokes, the reverse, those were. I'm convinced that was intentional. I legitimately am. Because that is such a spot. You get the red fast guy.
Yeah. And then the rival character.
And Bono was planning it all for like the beginning.
Yeah.
He really is Thawne.
It was me, Krim.
It was me, Krim.
I was the one who programmed every Roid Mute to be evil. Wait, why?
So honestly, I in hindsight, I think my biggest problems with Drive when I watched it. Like, I think Jacob is right. I think there is more good than bad, so ultimately I did enjoy it. But the problems I did have is just, like, certain arcs draw out too long. Like, I think Chase's redemption arc, and then his scene returning into Kamen Rider Chaser, is really fun. And the rest of the show with him as part of the main trio is really fun. But in my opinion, I think that the moral dilemma, or, like, the inner conflict he had when he was the Grim Reaper went on for a tiny bit too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially considering
you got it.
Especially considering that, like, during the, like, right before he fought type formula, instead of, like, having, like, a real dynamic between, like, Chase having to decide, oh, who do I protect? It's literally just, okay, I'm going to reprogram him to be no character for this fight.
Yeah.
It was a bit annoying that you did have, like, a literal character reset.
I was going to say that, like, that's like a problem, but also like a benefit in a sense, because like he starts out, you know, how he is in that fight. He starts out completely robotic, and you know he gains emotions throughout, you know, those episodes. But I don't know. What was I gonna say now? I forget. But I don't know. It's weird. His arc is drawn on long, but at the same time, it's only because they reset him. That if they had left him how he was, I think it would have been fine. But I think you're right. The fact that they go, all right, hey guys, here's Medic. She's just gonna reset Chase. Like it makes it feel like, all right, what was the point? Like, why not have them have a big climactic fight? You know?
And I think another problem, I have to bring it up because it's like Ballin may be a little bit too far with the go hate sometimes, but I do think Ballin has a point when it comes to like Mock was really consistent about hating Roid Mutes all the way, like through the entire fucking show.
It's literally the last second of 45 where he drops it, only for the entire fan base to go, "You're too fucking late, fucker."
You know, look,
Now, here's the
I-
thing I want to add. I know Jacob really wants to talk about this, but I just want to put in my 2 cents. I feel like back then I just hated it because I didn't like how single-minded he was about it. Sitting here now, 8 years older, I hate how self-righteous it is. Because for all intents and purposes, Go has no business being this way. The show presents it as that, oh, my dad made these robots. It's my responsibility to destroy them before my sister can find out that she's also related to these robots. It's not his fucking fault. He didn't make the goddamn bots. Why you gotta take on the shit from your dad who fucking abandoned you
like,
as a
fuck
kid?
you, Chase, you piece of shit.
Yeah, there's also
and Chase, like, that's honestly as much as it was annoying, it was so funny. Like all their interactions were just like, I hate you. Okay.
You can't argue that their relationship isn't good because
it's
of
funny.
that.
It is really funny.
Dude,
they managed to hit Buddy Cop better than Shinosuke does sometimes.
I fucking hate you.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there a thing with the mock bike where it has like a little sidecar that Chase sat in sometimes?
They combine. The bikes can combine. There's never like a
combined into like a weird
I remember there being a sidecar thing. I remember in the Ninja special.
I don't remember a sidecar.
I don't remember. Oh, the go-karts?
I think so. That might have been it.
The go-kart, like the hover, like they put them on the Trideron.
That thing was funny because the CGI. I love the CGI for it. It was really funny. And they stand on top of the Trideron and fly around.
Chase's driver's license episode.
Yeah, I'm excited for that in the rewatch.
But yeah, for like Mock's persistence about it is like really just annoying. Outside of the Chase dynamic, and I think it really hits with the episode. It's with what was it, number 72? Where it was like, guys, here's a literal case of all Roid Mute. Like, not all Roid Mutes are bad. This one just wants to live a life and then have fun. He's even like he's taken the place of one of the main characters sometimes and helped us out when it came to fighting the Roid Mutes. And Go's just like, fuck him. And but once he actually dies,
I thought he was fine with it.
Like no, he was not. He was like, all right, just tell me which one I kill.
Yeah, when they had that giant fight of like when the Roid Mutes came to go kill him, and he's just like, I'll take on everyone, fuck them all. And Shinosuke's like, go please. and then 72 actually dies, and it seems like Go actually feels remorse for him for a second, and then like episodes later he's just like, oh yeah, fuck all of them. I don't care.
Yeah. I gotta kill them all.
You know, all right. So, I don't know, man. I mean, like, you're right. It is self-righteousness, but I get it. I actually really do get where he's coming from. I don't know. I can't properly defend him. I really can't. Because it's like, I don't care to defend him anymore, because I just can't do it. Because it just evolves into, I just love this guy. I think he's just great.
I think that's valid, because I'm going to be honest, there's a lot I enjoy about Go, and, there's also a lot I don't.
And there's also this, you know what, it's fun to push Jacob's buttons.
It's fun. I also like the lore behind Go. Of like, oh, he basically learned how to be a jokester. Like, he forced himself to become a jokester for the sake of Kiriko. I think that's really nice. Like a lore touch.
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of his development is affected by Bono being there. Like, if Bono wasn't such... Obviously, God, Bono's influencing him, but, like... It's Bono. I think Bono's really the problem, because it forces Go to be so vicious with his hatred. If Bono wasn't so prevalent in the show, well, he has to be, but you get what I mean. Like, if he wasn't actually talking to his dad about it,
I know, because
did he know he was the iPad? Did he know?
Yes, he did know he was the iPad. But I want to bring up that a lot of the stuff I mentioned when it comes to Go is before he talks to his dad. I also want to bring up one thing about it. And it's something I've always kind of thought about in the back of my head. I've never, brought it to anyone else. Who brought Go into this operation? Like, he didn't find out that, about all the secret drive stuff in the Beltman.
I thought it was Professor Harley.
No, because I think the show explicitly says that it was Krim who sent Go to Harley.
The one thing because that makes me think about a point I've heard of, like, Krim might low-key be the biggest asshole, like, unintentionally.
Oh, he is.
from the writers. Because, he really did just kind of cause all this. He made a sentient, like, race of robots and was like, fuck this is getting crazy. I'm gonna peace out into a belt.
I don't know if I've said this on the podcast. I think I might have at some point. I don't remember. But, like, 01 in this show, why do you make the robots look like people? I know that sounds terrible, but you get what I mean. Like, why? Why?
Why does it have to be Detroit become human?
Why do you... I don't get it. I get,
No, honestly, you know what the difference between 01 and Drive is, though, for me on this?
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, this is a hard-ass opinion. I don't know how other people feel about this. I feel Drive may low-key, not including Bono, Drive may low-key have the best villains in the entire fucking series.
I think that's a cold take. I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Heart is the guy. Heart might be one of my favorite villains of all time. Right up there with Dan Kuroda.
The best character in that show.
Heart is amazing. Heart, Brain, Medic's good too. Like, I don't have anything wrong with Medic. She's fun. Chase, when he was a villain, I love the Roid Mudes.
I'm a big fan of the Tornado guy. No.
Him and his cowboy hat.
Yeah, him and his stealing girlfriends or whatever he did. I forget.
Stole lives.
What was I going to say?
He cheats Super Revolution from NTR.
He didn't even have a gold form, right?
No, he did.
Or was he good?
That's what he was trying to do.
Oh, yeah, and then, I forgot he was the one Bono took. That was funny. Gourd Drive? The good old days.
Gourd Drive.
What was I going to say? No, honestly, the whole, we've had human villain groups in Rider for, a minute now, aside from Geats. This is still the best one. This is still the best trio. Heart, Medic, Brain, they're still the best trio.
Oh, no, it's crazy when Brain has this big moment at the end when they're all trying to get away from Vando's little Roid Mute. Bro,
oh my God.
If you weren't crying during that, I don't trust you. I don't trust you, bro. I was crying for Brain. I was crying for Brain.
That entire back half, like that last third, I want to say.
The entire time.
Is really good.
The entire arc when they had to team up together against Bono.
Yeah. And then, Chase dies. But Chaser Mock, the best fighter, Kamen Rider.
Dude.
Okay, wait.
Honestly, that entire arc plus Chaser's death further cements me loving the Roidmude villains. Cause when Mach came back with like he didn't make it, and like even Heart is like profusely sad. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
Heart cares about his kind, bro.
The
They're all twins.
He loves his homies.
I'll say, and I want to say this. This goes back to the Go thing. Like, these are the only 3 of them that are like decent. Like, you can kind of understand. Everybody else, aside from 72, is kind of just an asshole. So, like, that's why I'm kind of like, well, he's kind of right. They all do suck in a way.
Yeah, that's the thing between the difference between him and like Nago from Kiva and Fuwa.
like, I don't know. I feel like Go is kind of right in a sense. It's just his. I think the hatred only is a problem when it's towards Chase.
Yeah,
because it's like that's the only. I do agree. Like, why does he still hate Chase? But at the same time, it's funny, so I think it's okay. I really do. Like, it works.
I think it wouldn't be as big of a thing if it wasn't such a popular ship, TBH.
Yeah, but that's people.
It's not even just
like
like
that kind of thing.
the popular ship. It's just like
guys, he wants to rip his guts out. Oh, yeah, that's what I like.
Why'd you include the moan?
I was trying to say, oh yeah, but like the O came out very weird. Like it was. I moaned on CBT.
Don't shut up! Don't say that.
I remember.
Someone put that in the. Someone quote that. I moaned in CBT. Is that our first piece of merch?
When the Mach and Heart cinema came out, someone's like, he can't be with this girl. He's just been thinking of Chase the entire time.
Remember what he got? Oh, now I feel sad thinking about this. Remember they just hung Go?
Yeah.
They hung Go in the V cinema.
Yeah.
Man, it's so... Drive side content is really weird. Like I actually really love the V cinemas. But, like, all the other side content that came out during it was really weird. Remember when Go, like, permanently died in, like, movie canon?
Yeah, and then he was just stuck in, a loop of his own death for eternity.
I never was able to live that down. Never. There was this one guy. He went to Japan, and he took a video, and he was like, Jacob, this is where my favorite made his debut. I think it was Decade. And then he's like, this is where your favorite had his big moment. Go died right over there. I couldn't. I was. Oh my god.
I mean, that guy has.
I actually.
I mean, let's be real. That
like
guy took an L. His favorite's Decade.
Superhero Tyson GP is a fun movie.
I actually adore Superhero Tyson GP. I love Songa.
They should have another Grand Prix movie. So, because now.
Now they can make it Fortnite.
But like Chaser Saga and Mach and Heart Saga and Surprise Future, honestly, they're in my top 10 Rider movies. I really love them. The Chase movie Future. Especially. Like, even though Trio of Deep Sin, I'd argue that's like one of the most depressing Rider movies. Chaser's movie, I can't watch it like if I'm happy, TBA. Like if I'm satisfied with my life, I cannot watch it. Because the entire movie is just like Chase finally gets what he wants, but actually it fucks him over. Because having what he wants is really weird for his body, and that's just not how his life should be. And that final little scene of him just walking on the beach, oh my god. Oh, Chase. Chase is such a fucking tragic character, dude.
Remember, if you want to play basketball, find people your own age.
I forgot he wanted to play. Krem rolling up on the formula cannon. Chase, use me. Rhino.
It's right.
I always thought that was funny. They didn't have an upgrade for him, so it was like, all right, let's just make a new brake gunner and sell it with the Blu-ray.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's weird. They wouldn't do that now. They would not.
Yeah.
What's so funny now?
Though. His upgrade is just that.
Also, that movie is really funny. Of just like Chase is having the worst time of his life. Cut back to Shinosuke and go. Oh my God, Axel is here.
Oh my god, Teruya Ryu, can I have your autograph?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Takeuchi Ryoma's favorite Kamen Rider.
He had one wish to redeem from Toei, and he used it on getting Ryu back on set.
I love that.
Shinosuke's actors, like, it's so people like to talk about a lot how actors don't like writer. It feels like a lot of writer actors don't really want to come back to their role or don't like their role. Shinosuke's actor fucking loved being Shinosuke.
Yeah.
He just doesn't come back.
And that's the funny part too, because he wants to come back.
But he's so busy. He's doing
Insert that iconic
commercial.
picture. Insert that iconic picture of him looking at the Heisei Gen final poster, and Drive isn't on it.
He's like, where am I? Where was my callback?
Remember, everyone's like, Shinosuke's busy. He's being Trainer Red. It's just...
That's so funny. Bro, he met Stan Lee and everything. That's crazy. He wants to be an X-Men.
Yeah, he wanted to be a...
Hotspot. Yeah.
I think it was Hot... No, wait, it's Hotspot the Teen Titans guy? Sunspot?
I don't know. He wanted to be some weird-ass character.
Can Editor Ghia look it up?
Editor Ghia look it up.
Please? Thank you.
Well, it'll be in the description or something. I don't know. But
just put a picture of whoever it is with no name.
Shinosuke really like, it's crazy. That I don't know why it's not really relevant, but it makes me really feel weird about how Zio treated Drive. Like, the Drive arc was weird, and then there was the final arc, and then there was Overquartzer.
Look, I'm happy Go came back. I really am. Chase came back too. Chase came back. That's great too.
I'm happy Chase came back, but I feel like he got low key disrespected, bro. He just came back to get killed the exact same way.
Yeah.
See, here's my thing. I don't know, man. Actually, no, I don't know what my thing is. I was just saddened. I was really on the hope that Shinosuke would come back, but he just didn't. And that was, if you're an OG of Jacob lore, the copium I was on during that arc of wanting him to come back was so bad. Like, I was emotionally wrecked when he did not come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just...
So, I gotta ask you two, since we're on the topic of Drive as a whole. And for Drive gets a lot of I think Drive honestly gets a lot of bad rep when it comes to its suits. What is your guys' favorite suit from Drive?
You can't ask me this. I love them all.
You can't. It's
even type.
Well,
do you love even type Technic, bro?
I love Type Technic. He's a
really?
He's the funny Bionicle Rider.
Oh my goodness.
He does look like a Bionicle.
Oh my goodness.
He's got that Motonui head,
I'll say my favorite suit is probably Triderot. Triderot's such an easy pick, but it's good. It's such a good suit.
I can try and rank the suits in my head.
Actually, since I have such a basic take, I'll give a hot take instead.
I can't wait for this.
Throw it down.
Kamen Rider Heart is a good suit.
It is a good suit.
It's not bad.
I think it gets so much bad rep.
People give it shit, but it's like it has a weird Showa inspiration to its helmet.
I love how much of it's such a good mix between the Heart monster suit and just a rider suit Type Trideron. I love it.
The only thing I'm not a fan of is the helmet. I think the helmet could have been better.
I love the helmet's
other
weird
than that.
eyes.
Other than that, I think I just don't like the huge horns it has. I gotta look at it again, but I never liked the helmet. I was fine with it reusing Trideron. That was okay. I learned this. I don't know if it's true or not. It might be. But they only had one prop for the heart, the hearts are on shift car. So, like, you can see in some scenes where, like, he's in the mud, like, they taped it down so it doesn't, like, fall off the brace.
That's so funny, yeah.
Hell yeah.
That whole... then...
All right,
I actually... Do I like Mach Chaser? It's alright.
Do you like Chaser Mach?
I love Chaser Mach.
Is Chaser Mach the blue one?
No, Mach
that's
Chaser
Mach
is the
Chaser.
blue one.
Chaser Mach is he puts on pants.
I love Mach Chaser.
I actually, I will say, I hate the form naming. I get it.
It is really inconvenient.
I understand it though, because it's Chaser on top of Mach, and the Mach Chasers them actually together. But it's just poor naming.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna label my personal top 3 for Drive, for Drive himself. I think at number 1, I love Type Wild, great suit, and then there's Type Formula, also great suit, and yeah, Type Tridon's
my favorite drive suit.
No.
Type Tridon, my favorite Kamen Rider Drive suit, not the show Kamen Rider Drive.
Jacob, what is your favorite?
No.
What is my favorite?
What is your favorite drive suit?
I don't know. I could be cheap and just say Mach, but I don't know. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Mach's best suit is his base form. And that's not even because Dead Heat's bad. It's just I fucking love the scarf.
I really like that his helmet can flip up and it lets out steam.
Yeah.
This is tough, man. I haven't actually thought about this in a minute.
But
I don't know. I think it is I think Chaser Mach is my favorite. I just love. I don't know. I'm just so biased because I love that whole scene. Like that is like in my top 3. Even might be my number 1 moment in Rider, and it's up there in Toko in general. I just adore his final fight with Bono, because it's also the final fight of the show. But
no, it isn't.
Yeah,
don't get me started.
Yeah, don't you remember
you almost made me forget to bring up my biggest problem with Drive. The floating machine thing.
Yes, the floating machine thing. The name's Ligma, I believe.
The Ligma.
Oh my god, wait a minute. Was it actually called Sigma? I don't remember the show that
Yes!
Circular, yeah.
The final villain was Sigma. Oh.
You know what's underrated?
Mm-hmm.
Shinnowski doing the overdrive thing. That was cool. It was
He's
kind of an ass pull, but it was kind of cool.
I'm also glad he only ever said overdrive once. It's like they knew they only had one good take and they took it.
I think that's funny that it's like you kind of expect, all right, maybe we'll get one overdrive, but it's like, all right, Medic just died. Overdrive. Yay. Wait, I have an edit idea.
Oh no.
Be on the lookout, people.
I feel like if this was I feel like if Drive aired today, we would have gotten Type over Tridron at that scene. That's scary to think about.
I think it just would have been Commoner Overdrive.
Oh my god.
So no, I have a second question for y'all then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the best Drive song?
Oh my god.
I have my answer off rip.
I mean, I think there really
I'm gonna
is
actually
only
cry.
one.
I'm actually in tears right now because I can't properly discuss this topic.
For me, it is Re-Ray from Surprise Future. I love that song.
Why am I crying over talking about Kamen Rider Drive? That's crazy.
I
cried 2 times on this podcast.
Is yours Eternity from Chaser? Or not from Mach's Heart Saga?
Is it? No.
Ride the sky
for
you.
No, Noel. How about you go while I compose myself?
Okay, so I think at the very top is this may come off as a little basic, but Goodbye Little Moon, great song, I love it. And then it is in a very close second. This is a little bit weird. I love Don't Lose Your Mind as a song, even though technically I do think it's not as good as Spinning Wheel. But there's something about it. It just gives me this good feeling.
I don't know what when you say "Don't Lose Your Mind." I don't remember what song that is, but I think about the track from Kill la Kill.
I don't blame you. They play it like very sparingly
They don't play
during.
it. They don't play it enough.
They play it like once or twice in like the beginning, and then like it just like Full Throttle takes over it.
Okay, so I've been doing this a lot in the podcast. The whole delaying my saying. It's just a habit. I'm sorry, folks. But like, I think Drive has the most underrated. This is a hot take, hot ass take. It has the most underrated songs outside of Spinning Wheel. Everyone talks about Spinning Wheel. No one talks about any of the other songs. Like, sure, you get Surprise Drive. It's the theme song. People talk about it. But nothing else. It's only those two songs. Full Throttle, I said this on Twitter. I tweeted this today. Because this has been in my head. It is a peak secondary rider insert. It might be the best. Because it gets Go's character down to a T. And it works. I think I'm biased because they play it, like, a lot. But, like, they play it in moments where it works. They played in the exact moments it needs to be.
Yeah.
And I think an important thing of the songs is when they use them and how much they use them. Which is why I'm like, sure, like, for example, because it's the only one that's had them. Like, Revice, it played the inserts like once or twice and that was it, for the most part. I think
Once.
I'm just saying for
every
example.
single one was once. I will never not be angry.
I would sacrifice many people for Volcano to show up multiple times in that show.
I'm fine with Mirage Mirror and Cherish being one, but Volcano should have been a general insert. It shouldn't have been specific for a Volcano, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I like Volcano I'm not saying get rid of it, but you get what I mean. Like, change it up so it is generic enough to go with every Revice form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, no one talks about the music in this show enough because I think it's some of the best. Because on top of Full Throttle, Don't Lose Your Mind, super underrated. It is a very good insert. Whenever it plays, I have all three of them on my playlist. And anytime they play, I'm like, fuck yeah, I love Kamen Rider Drive. And then, Spinning Wheel. What's there to say? I think I've been debating this. I think it is the best trio insert. I think it is perfect.
Maybe me half a year ago would have agreed.
Look. I love Rewrite the Story.
Sabers in my
I'm just
top
in the Drive
5
move.
now.
I'm just saying.
Rewrite.
I don't know. I think you can't really beat the first time they did it. I really like Rewrite the Story gets super close. It really does.
I say this,
and you could ask me a different day.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably be 1, 2, or it could be 1.
Can we at least agree that Go with the Flow is at the bottom?
It is.
Go with the Flow. Go with the Flow is objectively at the bottom. Out of the three of them, it is at the bottom.
It's because
I wouldn't even call it bad. It's just the other three put their fucking foot in the gas.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to like 3-person songs, I really like both, but like in terms of like a song, I like Rewrite the Story a little more.
You're a fraud.
How dare I drive?
Spinning Wheel is good. I do like the whole concept of like, oh, it's all about how all three of them have a connection to Kiriko.
Yeah.
So you are the one. Something that I do like about that, I every time I listen to it, it's like a feeling of whiplash. Chase's actor has such a deep ass singing voice.
Yeah.
It is insane.
It's real. He's really good.
I'll be there.
I'm so mad he didn't get his own insert. That is a missed opportunity.
He would have been. It would have been such a honestly how nobody's perfect. So Kichi's actor singing, and it would have been like a perfect type of song for Chase.
Yeah.
If it was made now, he would have gotten an insert, but it only would have played when he turned into Chaser for the first time.
No. It would have played during his death scene.
Now is the right time.
Right. Rising Sun. Let's just not play it. Yeah, good. Fuck off, 01. Yeah,
I love
robots.
I love unused songs.
I love I love whatever that. Oh, I love Break the Darkness from X8.
Wasn't that for one of the arcade games?
It was supposed to. So it was supposed to be for that like the middle arc, but they replaced it with People Game.
Wow.
I think that could just be a lie, but I remember hearing something about that. I haven't heard that. That's no, Break the Darkness, good song. There's a lot of seasons I feel outside of Drive that the music is underrated. Like you get like a lot of like you. I feel like it's mostly like O's, Double, Forze, and Wizard that get all the like the song talk, and Kiva too, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Gaim gets talked about a lot too when it comes to music.
I feel like that's only Rambu Escalation though, honestly.
Well, I'm saying that because like the music has so much to do with actual music though, because like the DJ gun and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and Rise Your Flag too, I guess.
Really? You don't like Rise Your Flag?
It's a
That
good
sounds-
song, but it's
that's
not
hype.
my favorite insert in Gaim.
Hey, shit, you got me
In
screaming.
terms of, I don't know. In terms of like main rider, like the main rider singing the inserts, I think Toki no Oja is my. I think Toki no Oja is like top 5. It's number 1 for me,
Wow.
but I think it is top 5.
That's crazy. I'm so glad you're a Gio fan. You know, someone out there has to like it.
Yeah, someone has to
Fuck
enjoy
you guys.
Someone has to enjoy Sogo and his.
Fuck
You
you.
know, Jacob. Someone
it's
has
just
to
not-
enjoy Sogo
you know,
and his flat ass.
It's not for. It's not for me. It's not for me.
At least it's not Future Guardian.
No,
Oh, you're right.
no.
No, he's right. No, he's right.
No, he's right, but it's like, well, yeah, it's not
He's
shit,
right, but he
it's
shouldn't
slightly
see
better. You know?
I mean, well, what do you want me to say? It's the only way I could get you guys to be like, oh yeah, it is good.
But anyway, but Black and White's the best one anyway. So like,
Yeah, black and white.
Nah, Next New World though.
I thought we were talking about the ones that the actors sing.
Purely by cast.
Yeah. Next New World
I
is
thought we
like
were just talking about
objectively.
you in general.
Next New World is objectively like the best Gio song, but like you can't beat Ridership sometimes.
Yeah.
What is it? Is Go With the Flow you want to know what is they played it recently, but you want to know what I think the song for the live in Demons V Cinema sounds very good.
I haven't
It's
listened
great.
to it yet.
I don't. Is there any Revice song that's not sung by one of the actors?
Actually,
I was
no,
gonna
no.
say Live Devil, then I remembered. He's on it.
It's really interesting that.
Oh, Promise.
It's really interesting that ever since Saber, they've just had songs that they've always just had songs that had the actors on it. Because I don't think Saber had one that didn't have one of the actors on it.
Wasn't Saber?
There was
there
Book of Power, but that didn't even. Play
Yeah,
with the
they had the instrumental for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest like Rewrite the Story or Timeless Story.
I think
or
it's gotta
Will
be
Save Us.
it's gotta be a money thing, honestly. Like this is this is off topic.
If it is a money thing, I honestly TVH I kind of like it. I think it gives each season a personal feel. It's like, oh, this is this actor singing about it. Except recently when they released the worst song I've ever heard with George's Dark Rider System.
And the Vice song, whatever it was called.
No comment. But like
Look. Don't move on.
Listen. George's Dark Rider.
I don't want to hear him barking, dog.
On my ear. Vice may have been barking on the beat, but George was breathing on the beat. His raggedy ass breath. He was like,
I don't get. Why did they make that?
It's not even Dark Rider. It's just the same song.
I see the vision. I really do. But you fumbled. Like what? Why is it the same song? Sing some Dark Rider. Come on, you got a couple. You got. I don't know if you got enough, but you got some.
You make it into a different song that draws them out more. You know.
You could.
Or just write actual lyrics instead of the names. You know, that could be a crazy thought.
Put some monsters in there too. Just have them say Deguva. Whatever his name
Hell yeah.
is. Thank you for G4.
Side
Sigma
tangent.
circular.
Little side tangent before we.
Sigma circular.
Oh my god. Little
What
side.
does he say? He says, what does he say? Gold drive, Sigma circular, and dark drive. Oh, and Yongo. And Yongo.
Side
Yongo's
tangent before we end off this week. You know what I've been thinking about this for a while? Remember how whenever people talk about a Heisei season, and they like, oh, if this was made now, X villain would have actually been a writer, because that's how Modern Writer is.
We did that this episode, yes.
Yeah.
And it's really funny to me that that's literally happening in Black Sun.
Oh yeah.
If it was made now, Shadow Moon would have been a Kamen Rider.
I mean, back then he was still a writer technically. It's just they didn't call him that.
I would argue he is
If he doesn't have the Kamen Rider name, he's a pseudo writer.
Yeah, if he's not a Kamen Rider, he's a Super Sentai. Come on.
He's a Night Rogue. He's a Bloodstock. He's a fucking bitch. I don't know, man.
He's a machine.
Why didn't you could? I was about to say you should have said him.
He's a machine chaser. You're right. Machine chaser was Machine chaser the first pseudo writer?
Yeah,
the first big example.
Yeah.
First one with probably. I mean, there was is Alternative Zero a rider?
Yes.
He is Kamen Rider Alternative Zero. Yes. Were the Riot Troopers pseudo right? I don't know if you got the Riot Troopers.
No, they are riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, Machine Chaser. Good job, Chaser.
The blueprint.
He really was the blueprint.
How do you guys feel about that? Like, I feel like we haven't had them in a minute, but how do you guys feel about pseudo riders?
Honestly, I wish we'd have them more because I feel it's the solution to the whole. There's too many Kamen Riders, in my opinion.
Yeah, like spread out the toys across. Like, who wants to play a villain? Who wants to play the hero?
Having a villain that looks Kamen Rider-esque but not exactly a rider. I think that should be a go-to, in my opinion.
I feel like I want them to do a series one day where they have like the main rider belt and like the pseudo villain, and they just like give them both upgrades till the end. That'd be great.
That would be actually, I mean,
I'll say that was almost build.
Almost build.
Almost.
I love
Kamen Rider.
Whatever they were. I like that. That was funny. They just had to share a gun. The gear dudes.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Because they're brothers.
Yeah. Shame they.
And then there was the movie guy. Like, what was his name? Fucking bisexual.
Kaiser.
Yeah,
that.
Kaiser. Forget whatever I said.
What did you say?
I said bisexual.
I might have been bisexual.
I mean,
funky match. It's so funny that like the gun was clearly made for that dude because it's like, oh, it's his whole personality. He's like, oh, funky man, and then you just pivot to the Gear brothers.
It's like, we do not approve of the funky.
We're just guys.
Don't they? Isn't like in the show they just stole his designs?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it was?
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's really weird when they do that in show. Because that just means, I guess it's canon that, he met 5 other writers.
Yeah?
And God.
And God.
And Parado.
Oh, yeah. He should have been, honestly, he should have been a pseudo-writer. Well, I guess you had...
Graphite,
yeah.
One moment.
Yeah, you had Graphite.
Parado would have been a cool pseudo-writer. If it was, like... knockout fight, like using a gas shot to actually be a pseudo rider.
Yeah, I like. I'm actually a big fan of Graphite. I like how he evolves throughout the show. I think that's cool.
I love his shoes.
Does he have cool shoes?
No, it's just like that was a meme for a bit. Like the actual like suit has like just these generic shoes, and it's really nice. But I think that's it. I think we've expended our topic. We've stretched it out as far as we can.
We do
so
gotta
much that
to return.
we have talked about it for. We have talked about like 3 other seasons plus Drive.
I mean, we're just that good at our jobs, frankly.
Really, yeah.
I do think we should take a little minute.
We promised you a Drive discussion, and boom, we talked about Gio somehow. We were really out here.
Talked about 01. Talked about
Revised, Saber, Build,
Xaid. I mean, we just ran through.
We've done a lot.
Talked about the fandom experience changing a little bit. I do one day want to go further into that. Hopefully,
we will. Hopefully, we will.
I think the evolution of the Tokusatsu fandom has been very interesting to me.
But for now,
it's interesting because you came in later than I did.
Noel is back. That means we can close that off. Thank you for listening this week.
I filled dead air.
Of College Boy Taisen. I have been your host, one of your co-hosts, Ghia.
I have also been your co-host, Digital Jacob. Thank you, Noel, for graciously guesting.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
We'd love to have. If anyone else out there, fan of the show, wants to come on, just say, and we'll consider.
Well, we'll just accept because we don't got anything else to do. I feel. Yeah. Well, we have.
Worst case scenario, we have Ballin back on and talk about Go.
Oh, no.
True. Noel, final thoughts on everything.
I enjoyed this. Thank you for having me.
Well, you should like, shill
You got
this.
any plugs?
Yeah.
You got any plugs?
You want to shout out anyone?
So there's a small YouTuber called Digital Jacob. I think you should go check out.
For real.
Don't you got a little thing you do?
He reacted to Bleach.
I do have a little YouTube side hustle called EFC. There's technically a Twitter for it, but I will just send a YouTube link for you to look at.
They do game commentaries.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty cool. I'm supposed to be in the Xenoverse one.
No, you're not.
Oh. Had to say it on the podcast.
No, because if I let you get away with it on the podcast, then I have to make it real.
So make it real.
You see, he's not going to be on it because we're never doing Xenoverse.
Damn.
How sad.
All right. Well,
we've been College Boy Taisen.
I can't take this anymore.
Follow us on Twitter. I am at Ghially. The 2 L's are eyes.
At Guy Solg, because I love Ryu Soldier, and one day we'll do an episode.
Noel, what's your Twitter?
At GChrist.
So I can get it right. I was right!
Whatever the hell that is, I'll put that in the damn description so you guys can just copy and paste that. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bankai. I had to get one in. I love episode.